What's going on, y'all, and welcome on in. It's patch preview morning, and my god, it was a big one. So we're gonna do this whole patch preview. We're gonna break it into two parts, okay? As y'all can see above, let's start this video talking about the general new stuff, and then the second video would be all about the 3 new slime characters. No Shion, by the way, guys. But yes, in this first part, let's go ahead and cover. There's a few things that I want to talk about real fast. Not much to mention on the topic, but Epic Pass has been confirmed for 11/11, and I think they said it's going to run a little bit longer than normal. I'm assuming, guys, it's going to be the Vildred from the side story. The skin looks absolutely amazing. Hopefully that's what it is. I'm not sure what else they might bring out. I think there was a Meru image floating around. I'll put that up above as well, but either way, we're getting a new skin with the Epic Pass, along with all the goodies in there. And then they also mentioned a few things, guys, here. Mashu and New mentioned that there's going to be an ML4 pity. Either it's being considered, it's in the works, whatever that might be, as well as limited heroes. They want to address the fact that a lot of new players, either that the limited runs take too long to come around, so you have to wait too long, or you feel pressured too much to kind of have to go all in, and there's just so many limited, units coming out right now. They're going to try to increase that rotation. That way you can either skip or have more chances at pulling them when they come around. They come around sooner. All right, so really good news, guys. ML4 Pity's crazy. We really wanted that. And then the whole limited thing should help out new players as well. I believe they confirmed again the special change Phyllis, I think, coming soon. They didn't show it at all, guys, so I'm assuming the next big patch, hopefully, finally. And then, of course, the Epic Pass as well. Other than that, the main portion of this video we're going to cover right now, Spirit Eye Celine. And, guys, my internet right now, I have to use my phone's hotspot. It is currently out, but I want to make sure I talk about this with you guys. I'm so excited. So excuse any lag. I'm going to try to edit it as best as I can. But let's talk about ML Celine, who, by the way, this character, hopefully I can put a picture on the screen of her other previous, her preview art. We all thought the other character was like a brand new unit. The new, like, main character that they mentioned was a female protagonist that could change elements. She starts as a 3-star. That's what we thought this preview was, but apparently it was Celine. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Do y'all think this looks like Celine? I think now that we see the full picture, I can totally see it. But on that previous art, and the fact that they didn't show the sword and she just had a gauntlet, I had no clue that was Celine. Anyways, regardless of that, she looked great. Let's break down the skills right here. And then right after, we're going to talk about, I believe, let's look at the coin shop rotation. It's going to be Briar Witch, Iceria, Remnant Violet. I'll talk about that real fast. And then let's end with Fire Charlotte, who's on the banner, who, it's going to be really tough to pull for, but I got some things I need to say about Fire Charlotte because she's very important right now. I know there's a lot of limited and collab units, though, that you may need to prioritize. But we'll get to that in a second. Let's go ahead and cover ML Celine, guys.
Only I know.
All right, so Spirit Eye Celine. She looks really good. Yeah, we'll watch a little bit of this together. So, Eastern Merchant Guild's Bodyguard. Classic Celine walk. I love the color aesthetic, too. The patterns on her robe. Or her jacket, I should say. And this, guys, I think the blue sparks from her eyes looks so awesome. She looks really, really good. I'm getting a little bit Briar Witch, Iceria vibes, right? That whole aesthetic, but man, she just looks super, super cool. Now, her skill set is actually insane if you haven't seen it yet, guys. So, Crit Chance Imprint. Very, very good. She is a light thief Sagittarius. Keep that in mind. And I think I'll just commentate this live because my internet's kind of shoddy. I don't want to pause and unpause if I can avoid it. So, skill 2. I think we will have to pause here, though. I don't want this guy talking over me. Skill 2, 6th Sense. As the first thing you'll notice, guys, it's very, it's T Surin as Tempest Surin. I believe it'll work exactly the same. Damage suffered after Molas will not exceed 7% of max health. And then after that, on top of it, we also have decreases skill cooldown by 1 turn when somebody dies and acquires 5 souls. So, you take note of that as well, guys. She's going to get souls when somebody dies, and you're going to see why that's kind of synergistic with her kit. Effects upon death are only activated once per turn upon a hero's death. Okay. So, the T-Surin, I'm really excited to see this on a unit that's not a 4-star. So, she should have higher base stats than T-Surin. Making her a lot tankier, and I think just anyone that has this kind of T-Surin at the moment, guys, is still very good. The can't be one-shot mechanic is good on most it's good on every hero that has it, but there are stipulations that come with that. Tempest Surin at the moment is not the easiest to run. There's just too many weighted attack, too much AoE, too much damage, a lot of dual attacks flying around. A lot of extra attacks flying around that kind of just knock T-Cern both out of stealth, and then will just also, you know, push past. They'll just hit her the 2 or 3 times that you need to finish her off. Hopefully with Spirit Eye Celine, because you'll see the rest of her kit here, she can kind of mitigate that, being a 5-star and having those extra tools to her kit. But just keep in mind that she's like an upgraded Tempest Cern so far. Also the extra souls. Did you skill down by 1 turn? Yeah, this guy's just kind of rephrasing it. Let's look at the skill animation though. Hopefully it'll pop up soon. We'll skip to it. Alright guys, so Spirit Gate, Burning Possession. Opens the gate of the spirits, dispelling all debuffs from the caster, making the caster possessed. I like this possession kind of theme. Revives all dead allies before granting immortality to all allies for 1 turn. Guys, this is a light thief that has AoE revive. I'm not sure what Spellgate was thinking. We'll see how actually OP she ends up being, but just thinking about it is crazy, right guys? Revives all teammates and grants immortality to all allies for 1 turn. Now, the immortality, I believe, cannot be dispelled or anything at all. So possession can't be dispelled. Immortality as well, I believe. You can't remove it. You can stun though and things like that. Think of like Kayron, guys. You can't remove the immortality, but you can stun or kind of mitigate it. But other than that, she's going to revive dead allies, and you can't really... It's not a skill null. You can't just remove the skill null and kill them. They will have immortality. And I think that's just crazy to have on like a thief, or she's not even really a typical thief, but just to have on a unit that's not like a soul weaver. An AoE revive. Apocalypse Ravi has a single revive. This is a team-wide revive that grants immortality as well. And don't forget the skill 2 passive, guys, the reduced cooldown plus souls upon an allied death. So opens the gate of the spirits, dispels all debuffs from the caster, and then making the caster possessed. So the possession counters attack when suffering a critical hit, and when attacking, absorbs some of the damage dealt to its health. So she will have a lifesteal mechanic, and she'll have like the martial artist can counterattack when she is crit. On top of that, she's going to have immortality, and she'll keep lifestealing back, and she'll be able to just have a lot of counters as well. So what an insane skill 3 to have. Guys, let's take a look at it. So there's immortality possession. Her whole team gets immortality, and obviously you can't kill that. So the first thought that comes to mind, guys, is very strong versus Cleave, and there's the counter, because she did get critical. She got critical hit. I think players will build her on counter as well. Mighty Strike attacks the enemy with a sheath, just like normal Celine. When it's used, if it's not triggered by a dual attack, so it can work on counter, has a 35%, and then that's doubled when she's possessed. So after she skill 3s, 70% chance to use some Nimble Sword. Cannot trigger dual attacks, but it also dispels debuffs on the caster, which is very nice, before swiftly attacking the enemy that has 35 defense pen. Now remember, she'll also get some souls too, so she can kind of pop these off. The main idea, guys, is obviously the main thing is versus Cleave, which we don't really see a lot of typical Cleave, but versus units like Straws, right? That may just be run in a comp. That'll kill some units. And then... you know, she'll get some revives. I don't know if she'll ever get all 4 revives off. Depends on what you're fighting. Or excuse me, all 3 revives off. But I think if she gets even like 1 or 2 teammates up, it's definitely worth it. She also gives herself immortality. So she's a really nice just kind of anchor unit, hopefully. With the way her damage mitigation works, with the counterattack style, the life steal. Now she even has this Nimble Sword, which she can dispel debuffs on her skill 3 and now on the skill 1. Going to be very hard to try to kind of stop her with like stuns and stuff, or like hit chance down, attack down. She'll try to cleanse all of that. She has counterattacks, defense pen. Just looks really good overall. Now, I think though, guys, it's going to be hard to run her, because I think when your opponent sees her, they have, like, if your opponent is doing a Cleave style strategy, like including Straws or just a lot of single target nukes, whatever it might be, a Rand nuke followed by some AoE cleaving, I think you have to ban her, right? Her kit is so good that I don't think your opponent in good conscience can leave her up, because they're just gonna... It's gonna be hard to kill her. You need at least 2 hits, if not more, depending if there's a tank or not, with like Oris especially. Remember how Tempest Cern works with barriers, etc. They have to take more than 1 attack to remove her. Then if they somehow do not kill her, she has that skill 3 that will completely turn the tide. So I think she looks obviously bonkers, like insane crazy. She looks amazing aesthetically. Let's go look at like a skill 1 real fast in the proc. But yeah, overall, guys, I don't know if she's actually going to get to be played because I think the opponent has the banner. So it's like the blink on the Celine skill 2 passive, guys. When an opponent casts a non-attack skill. So overall, I think I'm definitely going to be pulling for her. But I'm not sure how relevant she is at the moment with how I think people are already getting pushed away from cleave. The nice thing is though, if you do encounter cleave, because I still have fought a lot of cleavers here and there, you'll see more like Caesarea cleave or single target cleave instead of the typical AoE cleave that we used to see in the past. At least she'll draw away a ban if that, or maybe people will just leave her up and she'll be crazy. But I hope to see if she can be run in other kind of comps, as maybe if we try to do like a slow frenzy stall comp, because she seems insane in frenzy as well with the self debuffs, the attack penetration, the lifesteal. It's just a really cool kit. Came out of nowhere, and I do have some Celine imprints. So let me know guys what you think about her. But out of the box, I think she's very powerful. Just we'll see how her play style, how much play she'll actually get with this particular kit, okay? Because I don't think she's an always pick unit, but I do think when your opponent is very aggressive, and if you plan to make a little bit of a longer match, she will definitely shine, okay? Alright guys, now that we've finished up talking and previewing the first impressions of Spirit Eye Celine, God, she looks cool. Let's go and cover the last few things I wanted to talk with y'all. And the first thing on the list is Charlotte. Now, you're going to watch my other video, hopefully guys, where I cover all 3 of the slime units. Remember, 2 of them, Milim and Rimuru, you'll have to spend bookmarks on, which means definitely get them first, guys. They're limited. They may never come back. Charlotte, at least you'll have a chance to come back as well. Shuna will be free, but if you do have extra bookmarks, guys, really consider, especially if your only other fire unit is like Carrot, really consider getting Charlotte. At the moment, she's one of the best fire bruiser units. Definitely better than like Fire Ravi. One of the best bruiser units, period, because a lot of players run Symbol of Unity on her. And that's going to make her a even stronger Violet counter. She's going to be able to hit even ice units, dodge units, just to pump out insane AoE damage, non-stop AoE damage. And the only really real way to stop her is either ignore her completely and let the buffs wear off. Whereas if your opponent or the player has any type of buffs for her, you can't stop that, or hit her with like unbuffable and debuffs where she can't spam the AoEs. But uncontested, if she kind of has her game plan going, which by the way is not that hard to run, if she gets hit, if you have buffs, she's going to be doing her game plan and she's going to absolutely be tearing through the opponent team. She'll kill early. She's a late game closer as well. She's always spamming AoEs. And then the skill 3, even if she runs out of debuffs, if you somehow got enough for her full skill 3, the Gale Wind, that's also going to be killing you completely. So the main downside is, guys, one, there's other limited units that you may need to prioritize. They may not be better than Charlotte, but they are limited, so you should look at them first. And the second thing is, if you're not in Banshee yet, she really shines with Lifesteal set. So if you don't have Lifesteal set, and on top of that, guys, a Lifesteal set that has no crit chance, because remember, we don't want to build any crit chance on Charlotte, then maybe hold off on her for now, especially if you need bookmarks for the limited units first. Just keep in mind, guys, that she's insanely powerful at the moment, and a lot of y'all can make... she'll fix up a lot of your PvP issues by getting her. So if you do have extra bookmarks left over, and especially if you're already starting to farm Banshee, really consider her picking up if you have extra BMs. Now, the last thing I want to talk about real briefly is Briar Witch, Iceria, and Remnant Violet. I believe on the current banner, or the current rotation, which is about to wear out on next Monday, it's Haste and LQC, both very strong units as well. But I do think Haste overall is still the best, and Little Queen Charlotte, with the amount of Apocalypse Robbies running around and Fallen Cecilias, I think both of those take priority over these two. So you have until Monday, guys. Consider picking up Haste or LQC, but if you didn't like them or you already have both of them, these two are pretty good as well. They're not top dogs, they're not top meta by any means. Briar Witch Iceria has weaknesses to like Maid Chloe and even like Amelia, because if you just kind of, the damage is, she has really good damage, but it's not quite enough. And if they can cleanse the debuffs that she provides, obviously I don't think she pulls her weight compared to a different DPS. However, if she does land her debuffs, let's say you late lock her in when your opponent, you band out Maid, you pick Maid yourself, they don't have a Soul Weaver to cleanse, guys, Briar Witch Iceria is definitely a must ban. Now, she does also have some anti-evasion moves, so a little bit of a bonus versus units that have dodge, speaking of. But overall, the main thing is just her big damage, plus the crazy debuffs she has. So if you really like her, she can be still a good unit. And Remnant Violet is one a lot of people really hate, because I think they don't build in. He has insanely high gear requirements. We want him to be super tanky. That's the big thing, guys. You can't build him glass cannon unless you're going for a mega high fast build to snipe out Angelica, Angel of Light Angelicas, which is actually kind of a nice build at the moment. But if you want just the typical closer Remnant Violet where he lasts a long while and ends the match, constantly proccing his big counters, we need enough tankiness to make him take a hit or 2 or 3, because he will get hit, guys. He does technically have a higher dodge chance than his counterpart Green Violet, but it can be sealed, it can be stripped. There's a lot of things that can interrupt it, unlike Green Violet, which is probably why people think Violet feels like he dodges more than Remnant Violet. But overall, if you do have the gear for him, if you do have enough gear, I think he's very underappreciated at the moment. And honest to God, guys, no joke, I think he's very, very solid. A very scary later pick as well, just like Briar Witch Iceria. He can definitely take over matches. The fact he's a dark unit means we don't have to worry about any element rock, paper, scissors shenanigans. And yeah, if you do like him and you have some insane gear for him, I think he's going to be super crazy. I'm probably going to pick him up as well. But other than that, guys, let's end it there. There's a lot to talk about, and I got to get reviewing the slime units. Thank you so much for watching. Watch the slime video. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Sorry about the bad internet, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.